Okay, so in the last part 4, it cut me off on saying that I was writing down the quote, or I wasn't writing down a quote. I was writing down that in studies it showed that people who listen to music needed less pain medication after having surgery than those that didn't, proving that it's a good musical therapy. If you keep on reading, it says that the people who experienced a slightly greater but non-significant reduction of pain and needed the less pain medication were the ones who got to pick their music. If you scroll down a little bit more, it says, a recent review in the World Journal of Psychiatry found that music therapy can be an effective treatment for mood disorders related to neurological conditions, including Parkinson's disease, dementia, stroke, and multiple sclerosis. I also wrote that down, but paraphrased it to also help those in neurological conditions. So I wrote that down. And so if you keep on reading, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit to remember where. Scroll down to where it shows, after reviewing 25 trials, the researchers conclude that music is a valid therapy to potentially reduce depression and anxiety, as well as to improve mood, self-esteem, and quality of life. So I decided to write down music is a valid therapy to potentially reduce depression and anxiety, as well as improve mood, self-esteem, and quality of life. So I'll put that in quotations so I know that I took it from the website. I also wrote down that it is a low-risk treatment, because that's what I've gathered from the information, and that's also what it told me. So there's one more part, boosting moods. So again, I made a header that says boosting mood, and I wrote down that right here it says creating it can be effective therapy too. So I put in quotes, creating it, and in parentheses I put music, can be effective too. So as I read back through my notes, I see that I have a lot about it lifting your mood and a little bit about it reducing anxiety. So I'm going to need, because lifting your mood and boosting happiness is kind of the same thing. So I need to find a third thing that I can talk about. So I might look more into depression and a little bit more anxiety. So I'm going to go to a new search and put, how can music help with depression? And here's one that's from healthypeople.gov. .gov is going to be a very good website to find because it's from the government and they've done actual studies on it. And look, it even highlighted where I needed. Music therapy seems to reduce depression symptoms and anxiety and help improve functioning. Example, maintaining involvement in jobs, activities, and relationships. So that's probably something that I am going to quote. So I'm going to write that down word for word in a quote. But before I do that, since I'm on a different website, I'm first going to write that website on my paper, healthypeople.gov. I've written healthypeople.gov, and then any quote I'm going to put under that, I know is going to come from that website. So I wrote that down, and in my notes, like I did with the previous ones, I put it word for word with quotation marks, so I know that I'm taking somebody else's word. So I'm going to start back and read this from the beginning. Depression is a common problem that causes changes in mood and loss of interest and pleasure. Music therapy, an intervention that involves regular meetings with a qualified music therapist, may help improve mood through emotional expression. So I'm going to write emotional expression down because I feel like that's going to be important.